We'll now open the Revere License Commission meeting.
Joe, want to try this one? No.
It's very loud. I know it's on. It's very loud. Item number 1 is St. Mary's of Assumption Church. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. Good afternoon. My name is Ettore Di Francisco. I reside at 550 Washington Ave, Revere. I'm here to represent St. Mary's of the Assumption Church, Holy Name Society. We're here for a one-day license on November the 8th for a malt and food license. The event will be held at St. Mary's Church Hall. Yes, it is.
Any questions?
I have no questions. It's the same as you have every year.
Yes.
And I
This
have
is
no
an
questions.
annual event
Yes.
this time of the year.
Great. I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The license has been approved.
Thank you.
Item number 2 is Revere Restaurant Group doing business as TO1's Margaritas Mexican Restaurant. Application for change of manager.
Good afternoon. My name is Wendy Golini. I'm the general manager of Margaritas Restaurant. Yes, for the liquor license to be transferred over to my name. I've been with Margaritas for over 2 years now, and I've been in the restaurant business longer than most people in this, over 30 years. I've been in the Revere location. I got transferred over a few months ago as a promotion as a general manager. I was previously in the Medford location down the street.
Any questions from the commission?
How many hours are you at the location?
Our restaurant is open to the public from 4 p.m. I'm sorry?
I was speaking about your hours.
Oh, my hours?
Yes.
On a good week, 55 to 60 hours a week.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Is there a motion on the table?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank
Is there
you.
a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Item number 3 is Demoulas Supermarkets doing business as Market Basket.
Ron Lambert, 264 East Street, Tewksbury, Mass.
And I'm Joe Schmidt, 21 Shawnee Drive, Nashua, New Hampshire. Thank you. Long time coming.
So, you've got an application for one individual license and entertainment results.
Good, Ron.
Well, I'll tell you, I took the liberty of just putting together some of our you call in if you want. We're going to just be a basic supermarket. If you're familiar with Market Basket, we have 24 aisles and huge produce department. We're going to have a cafe in this store, which isn't normal in some of our facilities. We're going to have, as you see, home-baked pizza, sushi, paninis, sandwiches, fresh salads. It's tremendous. It does great. The last 3 or 4 stores I've opened had this, and it's a great thing to do when you shop and you're able to take some food home when you're very reasonably good cost and quality product.
And what do you anticipate proceeding?
Excuse me, sir? Oh, there's about 48 seating?
Correct.
Yeah.
The hours of operation are going to be Monday through Saturday 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Correct.
Any questions?
Are they selling beer and wine at this
No.
supermarket? No.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Go on down, you're all welcome to come in if you want before, take a peek. Well, we'll do our best to live up to it, so.
Second to that motion.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good luck, guys. Thank you very
Good
much.
luck.
Item number 4 is Nyan Group, doing business as Cash Point. Please state your name and address for the record, please, and
Good afternoon. My name is Marat Hunanian. I'm the owner of Cash Point, located at 175 Broadway in Revere. Basically, we're moving because our building was hit by tornado. So the type of the business, the typical activities are the same. Nothing's going to change. Manager is the same. We just have to move because our current building is not, and it's been remodeled. So.
you're going from 175 Broadway to Everett Street.
Yes.
And the operation's going to change at all?
Nope.
Size?
I think the size of the area is a little bigger. Currently, we have about 2,000 square feet. Where we're moving is about 2,300, but that's about it. We have about 6. Yes.
What do you do? What's the business?
We buy and sell used tools, electronics, musical instruments, but mostly tools.
Okay. I have no more questions.
I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 5, the Patriot Civic Club, 93 Parkway. Please state your name and address for the record, please. I'm sorry, could you?
Antonio Diaz Jr.
Great. And you're applying for a change of manager?
Yes. From 90 Sky Escalasi to William Edison. For personal reasons, 90 gave it out. So.
I'm sorry, could you put your mic is on. Speak into the mic, please.
For personal reasons, 90 Escalasi had to give it up, and now we need to change the manager. And our head trustee usually runs the bar and the function hall upstairs, and that would be William Edison, the new one.
And so he's been part of the operation since...
Oh, yeah, Billy Edison has, yes. Excuse me? Oh, he's working. He couldn't get off work. So he asked me to, he said they just wanted to have a representative of the club. I'm the president of the club, so he asked me to come.
So what kind of experience does Mr. Edison have? Does he currently operate the club now?
He's running the Patriots Club now. He's the head trustee. We have 5 trustees. Out of them, they vote each one of them in, and that he becomes the manager. And he just orders the beer, the liquor, and everything we need to run the bar.
It's just, Officer Landau, any significant issues at the Civic Club in the last year? Things pretty calm?
No, I can't think of any issues off the top of my head. I don't remember any calls other than maybe their alarm coming in. That's about all. The only call I remember there.
No more questions. I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The change has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Item number 6, Auto Gallery Group, doing business as Revere Auto Gallery. Hearing regarding Auto Gallery Group, doing business as Revere Auto Gallery. Alan Carter, manager, to address closure of business without surrendering license and numerous allegations of criminal activities associated with business. Basic name, address, and record, please.
My name's Wei. Good afternoon. My name is Wei Lee. Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Wei Lee. 8 Janice Ave, North Reading is my address. I am the landlord and the owner of 120 Squire Road in Revere. I am the license holder of the Revere Auto Gallery. This happened in the middle of a transaction. The business was going to be taken over by Mr. Elvin Carter. He used the time gap of transfer between applying for the license. Maggie has some of the information that he picked up the paperwork but never turned in. He used, the bank relationships that I have built over the years and have done a lot of damages, and then he just packed up and leave. However, I just got a call today that he was arrested, so he's right now in custody. I was the first one who, when I was notified, and I was the first one who went to the police, Revere Police, and filed a report and notified the police about the activity. And I myself is I hate to say it, but it's as a victim, as some of the customers. He bounced checks on his rent, and because my name is on the address, the customers come back. Now I have to deal with the banks that he took the customers' money and rent. I have cut a check to work with Wells Fargo's bank to pay for the sales tax and the registrations, so the customers can have the registration, have the titles for the vehicle. And I'm also working with banks to get the titles back for the customers who have already, as long as they can, they have to sign an affidavit with Wells Fargo Bank that prove that they pay the money that they paid to Elvin. Then I would work with the banks to get the title back to them. So I have all the documents here. I have the checks that I paid to the motor vehicle for the taxes. So it's quite a loss, but a lesson learned is operation-wise. Well, every customer, whoever, as long as they can prove that they sign an affidavit with Wells Fargo, which is the bank who does the financing, they will get the title. They will get the registration. So they will come to me. Wells Fargo would come to me. I would write them a check to pay for the sales tax as the customers sign off on the affidavit. So they will get the title and they will get the registration done. That's one of the things that I signed an agreement with Wells Fargo. But Elvin Carter used my name, did the same thing when I was doing with Maggie. I'm going to apply for the change, but during that change, he just took all the money and run. So I am doing, what I'm supposed to, paying for the tax, paying for the registration for the customers. It is what it is. I have to do it. I'm okay with it. The vehicles that was purchased from auction. Yes, in other words, so they obviously bought vehicles. No, the floor plan company owns those vehicles. The floor plan company already took them back. So right now what we're really facing on is the customers who pay money to Alvin and never got the title. So now I have to get them the title and pay the tax and give the title to the customers. I think we're looking at about, right now in my hand, I paid for 4 already. From what I was told from Wells Fargo, there are probably about 5 or 6 more. So we're looking at about a dozen. There's more? Okay. But again, this is from what I get from the bank. So as they come up, I still have to deal with it.
Let me ask you a question. So how did it get to this point where if the license is in your name,
Yeah.
your responsibility, how did it get to a point where Mr. Carter was going around selling cars and not conducting business properly?
Okay. He approached me as to take over my business, to buy my business, but he said he didn't have all the money, so he would run the store for me as a manager, and as the time he would build up the funds to pay for the business, and then would eventually would take over. So he used the time frame, that time gap, to done a lot of things.
My concern is that it's a hands-off sort of approach that you take. For example, Mr. Carter had been out here a month or 2 ago, and Lieutenant Randall has been out there a number of times. Complaints about vehicles being in a bank parking lot, vehicles unregistered on the street, complaints from neighbors.
Okay.
And I guess my question is, what's your plans going forward? Because I have reservations about transferring the license until you can give me some assurances that we're going to have a more hands-on approach and
I understand.
more importantly,
Yeah.
what are your plans?
Right, right. I'm responsible for our community. I own property, so obviously I don't turn my back on my people. This is on a perfect world. In a perfect world, people are honorable. They deliver what they promise. But with Mr. Carter, he's a professional. He had a plan. He knew what he wanted to do. So can we prevent it 100%? Maybe not. Things will happen, but I learned my lesson, and I'm paying for it daily. This is going to be a lot of money out of my pocket, and I want to do everything in my power to make sure it won't happen again. I will be hands-on. So I will be hands-on, but also until the person who's the transfer or someone who buys the property or buys the business complete the transaction. Until then, I am responsible. I'm not going to let this happen again because I'm paying for it daily and I can't afford to do it again. Yes, I.
tax is paid back to the state. So, I'm inclined at this point to suspend the license, revoke it, suspend it, until the matter split up with police investigation and my colleague, they differently, we want to do something different. That's where I'm coming from. I just can't, in good conscience, allow the license to be transferred when there's too many unanswered questions.
I do understand.
I can understand, that it's cost you a lot of money. I'm not taking away from that, but just, to me, it's too many open, unanswered questions in terms of the police investigation, your allegations against Mr. Carter's allegations that, it was just a bad business and that kind of stuff. So, at this point, that's
Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I do want to make it clear. The customers, they do have the vehicle. They took delivery of the vehicle. But what happens is Mr. Carter he took the money from the customer and never paid off the bank and get the title and deliver to the customer. So now I am the one that I have to, get the title and deliver it to the customer and satisfy the bank. Pardon me? Well, we are in a negotiation. They're releasing the title because first thing first, I need to get the tax and the registration done first. So as they release the title, I'm paying the tax, paying the registration, so the customers can have insurance, have registration on the vehicle. So that's taken care of. Then I have to deal with the floor plan company on a separate issue. So that's where we're at. I do want to make a point that I have a huge mortgage on this property, so he's already 3 months on the rent that I haven't collected and I'm paying. I do everything in my power to cooperate, to work with the customers to do what I need to do, but this.
Yeah, I mean, I can sympathize with that same token and the conscience that there's just too many open ends and people who have people also put off money and are in the same predicament. Unfortunately, although it may not have been the representative of your operations, just the same, the licenses will remain, and I just want to be able to until those issues are resolved, I think I can see the motion to suspend.
You own the property, correct?
I own the property.
Okay. So, I guess, do you own other properties and outside of that? Is that the only piece of property you own?
I own other properties, but that's the only used car lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because to me, that is good. That is prime real estate over there, and I think you know, like Joe said, we really can't, approve the transfer of license today. But there are definitely going to be other opportunities to do other stuff with that land. So, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but the cost of doing business, unfortunately, you were on the wrong side of the, it was a difficult situation for you. So I think, again, until these things are resolved, like my colleagues said, that I think we're going to have to just wait and see.
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is John Reedy. I'm an attorney. That's R-E-I-D-Y at Bishop and Reedy in Quincy, Mass. I was contacted by Mr. Lee when these sad events occurred. I frankly wasn't terribly familiar with what was going on today until recently. But I assure you, I'm going to be working with Mr. Lee to clear up these events that occurred. And in my view, Mr. Lee has acknowledged full responsibility. This happened under his watch, and he's doing everything he can, but it's, as you can imagine, quite complicated. You have to deal with a floor plan company, you have to deal with Wells Fargo, the lender, and there's a potential insurance claim. And first and foremost are the people, the consumers who are affected by this, but this takes a lot of doing, what's going on here. But for whatever it's worth, I can say that Mr. Lee is very committed to clearing this up.
If I can make...
Let him talk. Yes.
I'm not in a position that I feel comfortable being able to transfer license or do that. I'm sure as quickly as you can, resolve issues. We're happy to have you come back
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can I just make one final thing? I bought the property almost 8 years ago. I have never been in front of this board. I have never had an issue with the law enforcement nor the licensing, nor I have a problem with customers for the last 8 years. Okay, so I'm a stand-up person. I care about the community because I own the property there. I do everything I can to keep it clean operation and take care of the community. So that's something I want everyone to understand. Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark LaChapelle. I live in Andover, Massachusetts. Andover, Mass. I'm speaking a little bit on behalf of my wife, but it's my understanding that this gentleman, Mr. Alvin Carter, and this gentleman here, we're in business together. They're partners, okay? Alvin was using his good credit, his good name, to go buy these cars on his nickel, okay? That's my investigation. I've been going nuts. We bought a Cadillac from these people, and there's a blown engine sitting in Herb Chambers. We had the vehicle for 3 weeks to a month to maybe a month, and the engine blew. He knows all the players in this. I know he does. John, the other kid that's involved, and Alvin, they're all in cahoots. Okay? I've investigated this gentleman here. He's the businessman. He's the money man right here. Okay? Now, I don't have anything personal against Mr. Lee at all, except that he went into bad business with this gentleman that completely lied to my wife, lied to me personally, threatened me personally, okay? And all we wanted was a fair deal. The vehicle is now dead, and we are paying a car loan in excess of almost $14,000 for a vehicle that needed immediate attention. It needed a pump. It needed some other issues. They sold us the car with the intention that they were going to fix these immediately. Nothing got touched. Nothing got fixed. The first thing that got fixed it was a bad pump. And the company that put the bad pump in, who he also knows, knew that it was a used pump and that it was defective. The car was worse than it was when it went in there, okay? So it's just something to keep in mind. You can only BS a person so much. I know what's going on here, and it's not good.
My name is Cynthia Alba. I live at 438 Essex Street in Saugus. I bought a car from Revere Auto Gallery I don't know Mr. Lee, and I have no allegations against him. Revere Auto Gallery, their salesman lied to me. The check engine light was on. He told me that would be fixed before I picked up the car. I picked up the car after 2 weeks and took it to my house, which is why I had the car at my house locked behind a locked gate, because when I became aware that the Revere police were investigating Mr. Alvin Carter, I locked the car up. Despite the fact that I paid for it and was entitled to a title and a bill of sale, I got neither. Through his salesman, John, I badgered him until he told me the name of the floor plan company that Alvin Carter used to buy my Saab at an auction. I got that name, I Googled it, I dealt with Netgear Capital alone for almost 2 weeks before they said, if you can send us your receipts that prove you bought the car, we'll give you the title. And they, to their credit, did so. I got it on the road last week. I took it for an inspection. It failed. The engine is no good. The fourth cylinder is gone. The brakes are no good. And I got a rejection sticker. So the car that I paid $8,250 for, and that Mr. Carter stole $710 of my money to pay for the sales tax, the inspection, and the new plates that I required, that's gone. So Mr. Lee appears to me to be a man of good intentions. I don't know his relationship with Mr. Carter. I know Mr. Carter is a crook. I only wish he was here today so I could tell him to his face. But I am not finished, and I am not whole, and I will not stop until those two things happen. I want my money back that I paid for the car, and I want the $710 that Alvin Carter stole from me. And I have checks that I made out that say, check for the sales tax. He said, his salesman said to me, don't bother to go to the registry. We'll take care of it for you, along with your inspection, along with your new plates. So not only did I pay in full for the car that I never got a title from Mr. Carter, who I can only say is a crook. I never met Mr. Carter. He talked to me on the phone. He kept putting me off as to where my title was. He said, you bought the car too quickly off my lot. I had it there for 2 days. I'm waiting for the title to come in, and I'm not in the automobile business. I should have known, but I didn't know that they should have had that title with them. I tracked the car backwards to where it was traded in at Charles River Saab, who referred me to Odessa Auction, where Mr. Carter bought the car on August 1st. They would not help me. They said, you're a retail customer, we can't help you. We wish we could. Hire a lawyer. And I badgered his salesman, who was the man who I dealt with, enough so that he finally came up with the name Netgear Capital, because he said he remembered seeing it on the Federal Express packages that went out of Revere Auto Gallery. To say that this has been a stunning and hurtful event doesn't begin to describe what I have been put through and what Mr. LaChapelle and his wife have been put through. They also have a bad engine and no car. They're paying for somebody to drive them around. And I don't blame Mr. Lee, but unfortunately, since the license was in his name, there'll be actions against him to get my money back, because at my age, I am not going to let somebody do this to me and get away with it. That's it. I don't blame Mr. Lee. He appears to be a solid, good man who unfortunately chose a criminal to back. That's all I can say. I don't know Mr. Lee. I have no hard feelings toward him, but I want my money back. Thank you for your time.
My name is Claudio. This is my business partner, Fernanda. Sorry, kind of a little nervous, but essentially what I want to say is we're just the sort of the people who are stuck in the middle of the whole procedure. I mean, I familiarize and understand all of them who have gone through troubles with Revere Art Gallery so far, and obviously Mr. Wade's position too. I've spoken to Maggie previously. Essentially would be the people who would love to go into Revere Gallery and start. Fernanda's been dealing business in the car industry for over 10 years, and I'm a young, driven guy who just really wants to get in there and start working and really start giving some good to the community. And I'm sorry that unfortunately you guys have gone through such experiences, but we just really wanted to say that, for starters, you know, we had nothing to do with it and everything. And I know that the process and everyone's got to be rectified and everything. It's just a word. That essentially, I understand your job, taking care of the people too, but please also think of the people who are also trying to give back and get in there and start working and also do something for the community. That's all.
He was referred to me from someone who used to work for as a salesperson, that who wanted to go on his own and have his own dealership. And that's how I met him.
So, I mean, so is he working as an employee in your operations?
Not in my operation, in somebody that I know as a dealership, as a salesperson.
So when he took over Revere Auto Gallery, was he working for you, or was he operating on his own under your license?
Well, he is supposedly working for me, and then they would build up the funds to buy the business. So as of, he came to me in July 1st, 2013. He says, I need 6 months. By January 1st, we complete the transaction. We're fine.
So when January 1st, 2014 rolled around, what happened then?
He didn't have all the money. He's like, give me another 6 months. I'm working on it. I'm working my way there. Give me another 6 months. And that's what leads to this.
And so in January, he took over your operations and you
Yes.
you set aside for your business and let him run it?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, everything comes back to your license and your responsibility. And there's a number of people who are out there that have no recourse.
I understand.
They have a recourse. They have a sort of recourse. And although I feel for Sunday stuff, I just in good conscience can't transfer a license over with all the issues that are going on, including this investigation that's ongoing. So, unless my colleagues disagree, we make a motion to suspend the license at this point, give you an opportunity to work with all of the victims in these transactions. And at that point in time, once you be able to show that people have been made whole, at that point in time, I'm happy to back up a discussion about it and potentially transfer the license. But at this point in time, I'll be honest, I'm on the fence in terms of suspension versus revocation, and at this point in time, we want to give you an opportunity to, as it looks like you made an attempt to do that, at this point in time, suspend it until this investigation is done and
Understood. Understood. Thank you.
any comments or questions?
Understood. 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 Thank you. I understand. It's fair in a way. I made a mistake, trusting someone who has an intention to do bad things. But here's what it is. I will work vigorously to clear it up. Sure. Yes, it was pending on if this transfer is going to take place. So. I will. Yes. Yes. Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak? Please. State your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Linda Bakke at 85 Haggett's Pond Road in Andover, Mass. I can say that this is literally my 100th day in dealing with this situation. I purchased my vehicle July 10th on a Thursday with the promise that on Monday afternoon at 4:30 I was to call Alvin Carter to arrange for the repairs that we agreed needed to be made to the vehicle. I thought I was being given a favor to be able to drive the car over the weekend. I had a long-distance destination that I needed to be at over that time, and so the plan was to begin with all the repair work the following week. To this day, not only has my car not been repaired, but the week following the purchase, I was back at the dealership dealing with John Colville because Alvin Carter was generally nowhere to be found except for sporadic text messages and occasional phone calls. At the time, I was concerned. I was given an RV1 form that was fraudulently changed odometer readings and dates and things like that over the course of the first month when I was dealing with John Colville to secure registration, to secure the title, which didn't come until September, way after my car was off the road. And although I've never seen it, it's with Wells Fargo also. Never saw the registration, but of course canceled it when I realized I had to call the police department to find out if the car was in fact stolen or not. And they're the ones that informed me that it was registered finally. So that was about 6 weeks, 8 weeks or more into the situation. But what I'm here to say basically is that not only am I out in total, just at this moment, and I have stated this in a letter to these gentlemen, in the range of $30,000 when it's all added up between the cost of the vehicle, the contract to purchase, the insurance, and the expenses associated with this, not to mention the loss of work, the hours that I have spent taking time off of work, going to that dealership week after week, being put off and put off and put off. And just like Cynthia told you, badgering John Colville, not being able to find anyone, including Mr. Lee, whose name was on the website as the owner. It took us till today to get to be face-to-face with him and try to get some sort of resolution to this problem. I'm not an unreasonable person. I need my vehicle that I paid for this. I work hard to own in order to get to work. It has been a nightmare for all of us, and it continues. And as I say, every single solitary day I wake up, I'm either on the phone with the Attorney General, I'm on the phone with the police department, I'm at the police department, I'm investigating addresses. To this, I still don't really know what Wade Lee's address is, and I'd like to have that information before I walk out of here today, because we can't really hear it over here, even though it was stated. This has to stop. It has to be resolved one way or another to take care of those that were at the other end of this unfortunate and horrendous business transaction. My situation is that because my vehicle was under a 30-day warranty, and I kept pursuing that, and I bought the car with the stickers in full view. They said, don't take them off the car in case you get stopped. You have the, story that you can say, well, I just bought the car. I said, no, I didn't just buy the car. I bought the car a week ago. I bought the car 2 weeks ago. John, Alvin, I bought this car 3.5 weeks ago. Oh, we had a tornado. Well, I'm sorry there was a tornado. That does not excuse you from taking care of the vehicle that you sold me in the first place. And they didn't suffer any damage from that. There was just one excuse after the other. He said he had a haircut that he had to take care of before fixing my car. And the people that they sent us to fix these cars, they, first of all, don't know what they're doing. And as my husband stated, when I took my car out in the 4th week of driving the car with the issue, not to mention the other issues that came up with cracked head, cracked block, all these different things that were told to me. Not only did I have a check engine light come on the week after I bought the car, when I took it to the first available mechanic, they told me there was no oil in the engine, period. And the first thing I was told when I bought the car was, we're going to take care of the oil change, we're going to take care of the sunroof, we're going to take care of the air conditioning. Then there was a noise the next day. We're going to take care of that noise. That turned out to be the power steering pump. But all these, it was leaking everywhere, and every time I took it to a mechanic, they said, we're not touching this. It's a mess. You need to go take it back to the dealership. Every time I did, they said, we don't have time for you. So it's 100 days. Absolutely. I was first contacted the Attorney General, who put me in touch with Maria Finelli with the Greater Lawrence chapter, I guess. They seem to want to handle it in the area where you live. And so she had sent letters and faxes and made phone calls and emails to the dealership and to all of those involved because I gave her all the information that I had. I've been calling around at all these other businesses that he seems to have connections with, but they all tell me, oh, no, we don't really have any connection with him. He's just our landlord. So that's why we came today, to finally try to put somebody's face on this business. Not till today, no. As I said, through the Attorney General's office, because we were told, first I made a police report, then we were told the business was closed, then we were told that Mr. Lee had also made a police report with 20 or 30 other people. And our case seemed to get shoved from office to office to office, and we were also told that Mr. Lee's attorney was supposed to be getting a hold of each and every one of us. I've never heard from anyone. So we've just been spending these days, like I say, 100 of them, trying to get to some sort of resolution.
So did you try contacting the victims? Did you try contacting the victims at all since?
I only work through Wells Fargo because they have the one to contact, because for privacy because whenever they come to me and say, okay, we found this customer, we found this title, okay, give me the money for the tax, and we'll go take care of it. So I can only go that route because I'm not entitled to make calls to.
Wells Fargo, I was on the phone with them from the beginning too. And I was on the phone with Wells Fargo from the beginning to find out where this title was. Eventually, they say they did receive what they needed. And as I mentioned, eventually, it was sometime in September. I have the dates actually in my package, but it took some time. Yeah, it took some time. I've also been on the phone with Wells Fargo letting them know that the vehicle that they are financing is considered junk at this point. There's no engine. It's been sitting at the Herb Chambers Cadillac in Linfield where Alvin Carter had it towed due to the total, failure of the car to run at all on the 15th of September. So today it's a month that, or was it August? No, August, excuse me. 2 months now I've been without any vehicle whatsoever, trying to somehow, and still making payments, and still trying to make it work, and having no way to get around. You know, I can't afford a second car mortgage.
I think at this point, because the car is not drivable, I think the best way is whatever the down payment she gave to Riviera Auto Gallery, I can simply, whatever the money that she paid to the dealership, I can just refund her money, so that way you can go on and purchase another vehicle, and I'll deal with Wells Fargo and clean up, because you never took the vehicle, so the loan should be void. I will work them on it. Yeah. Okay. I think in this case, and then also the other lady there, I think the quickest way, the solution will be whatever the money that they pay to the dealership, I'll write a check, I'll pay for it. They get the money back, they can move on to to their business, and I'll deal with Wells Fargo on that end. Because Wells Fargo comes to me as, okay, this is the one we get the title, just give me the tax money, but this is something that they haven't come to me for yet. So, but if there's an issue here, it is what it is. I'm going to bite the bullet. Absolutely. I'll make sure. I'll take the contact information. I'll get this done in 48 hours. Okay.
I'd like to ask Mr. Lee for his address, please, and
Sure.
his lawyer's name and
Yep.
business card.
And I apologize. Yeah. I know. What are you going to do? So if you guys are okay, all whatever money you pay, including tax money that you pay to Alvin.
My driver, she's been paying for a driver and everything else.
Okay.
I'm sure we can work it out.
Okay.
As I say, I really want to work this out. I just need to get a car. I loved my car.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the next day I drove it home, and all of a sudden I had 6 other new problems that I didn't have when I was there at the lot. And
That's good.
so because of the warranty, I thought, this is going to be fun.
So, I encourage you to just want to kind of what I'd like to do is, do you have anything else?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Lee, I think I'm going to make a motion to extend the license. We definitely have time until you resolve the issues with the buyers of the vehicles and also the pending police investigation. So I think that once you get to a point where you've dealt with all the customers, I would suggest that you set up a meeting for the commission and we'll hear discuss.
Understood. Yeah, and I'll make sure that I take care of those things, and I can have in writing that make sure that they are, what they pay, they got their money back. Okay.
Just one last thing. on that location itself, it is a difficult location to work with, because you really can't park on that street. Obviously, you can't park on Squire Road. So whoever the new licensee is going to be, I just want to, give you a little heads up when you come here. Once you resolve all the issues, come in with a game plan. I don't think you can operate as is, because we had a lot of complaints. I mean, Officer Randall knows that, and I know you do your best you can, but people are going to park where they're going to park, and it's a lot of work. So prior to, once you resolve that, when you come in to work on a new, if it's that gentleman there, come up with a game plan that really, works for that area, because it is a tight area. Okay.
Like I said, I've been there 8 years. I never had a problem. If you run it clean, you never have a problem. So. Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. First off, that sign needs to come down.
Yes.
I'm going to make a motion to suspend the license indefinitely until you've had an opportunity to deal with customers that experience these issues. Is there a second? All in favor, say aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Communications. A letter of complaint from Temple Street residents concerning loud music and disruptive patrons at the Joseph Leon Toll Post 4524 VFW West End. Committee has requested, the commission has requested that a letter go up to the post addressing that issue. Notice from Massachusetts State Lottery Commission that Seaside Pharmacy, 169 Shirley Avenue, will sell Keno to go. Notification from the following package stores that they will begin opening on Sunday at 10 a.m. on October 23rd, 2014, when the new law becomes effective. Mansion 6 Revere, Inc., 286 American Legion Highway, Washington Liquors Inc., doing business as Easy Liquors, 750 Washington Avenue. Ocean Liquors Inc., doing business as Ocean Liquors Inc., 210 Shirley Avenue. Buckgate Partners LLC, doing business as Joe's Market, 38 Squire Road. Dipple Patel, doing business as 711 420 North Shore Road. Notice from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission of the hearing for Speakeasy Inc., 120 Broadway, to be held at 10 a.m. Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014, regarding possible violations of Massachusetts law, transfer of operational control without approval, renewals signed by unauthorized person. All statements made under penalty of perjury. License renewals for 2015. Juan Fei Chung, doing business as China Garden, 750 Washington Avenue. Kel Stream Inc., 437 Revere Beach Boulevard. Manny's Bakery Company Inc., doing business as Manny's Bakery, 110 Broadway. Prezioso's Enterprises Inc., doing business as Davis Food Market, 269 Walnut Street. Elijah Bala, doing business as Bala in Boss Roast Beef, 325 Bennett Highway. Gabe Syed, doing business as Tedeschi's Food Shop, 140 Beach Street. Kelly's Roast Beef Inc., 410 Revere Beach Boulevard. Nantucket Fast Food Inc., doing business as Taco Bell, 339 Squire Road. Roberto Pastry Inc., doing business as Roberto's Pastry Shop, 208 Broadway. Blue Jack Corporation, doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, 338 Squire Road. Stop and Shop Company LLC, doing business as Stop and Shop Supermarket, number 403 and 011, 540 Squire Road and 440 Furlong Drive. NAI Entertainment Holdings LLC, doing business as Showcase Cinema, Revere 565 Squire Road. Gold Silver Precious Metals and Jewelry Dealer, Rashana Jewelry Inc., 156 Shirley Ave. David and Toby Cates, doing business as Toby's Jewelry, 150 Shirley Ave. Class 2 Motor Vehicle Dealer, Esco Enterprises Inc., 22R Slayton Avenue Extension. Mario Service Center Inc., 977 Broadway. Kenneth G. LaFosse, Lodging House, Revere Beach LLC, 675 Beach Street. Entertainment, NAI Entertainment Holdings, doing business as Showcase Cinemas, Revere, 565 Squire Road. North Cape Apartments LLC, doing business as Field Market, 338 Squire Road. Flea Market, International Recreational Industries, Inc., doing business as Revere Swap and Shop, 565 Squire Road. Roman Catholic Archbishop of Boston, doing business as St. Anthony's of Padua, 50 Revere Street. Second Hand Dealer, Wilson Cards and Games Inc., 348 Revere Street. Andrew Seeker, doing business as Suffolk Pond, 333 Riverbank Highway. Pawnbroker, Andrew Seeker, doing business as Suffolk Pond, 333 Riverbank Highway. Automatic Amusement Devices, NAI Entertainment Holdings, LLC, doing business as Showcase Cinema, Revere, 565 Squire Road, 7 days. Lake Communications, notification from the Parkway Convenience Inc., 193 Revere Beach Parkway, that they will begin opening on Sunday at 10 a.m. on October 23rd, 2014, when the new law becomes effective, and at 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Notice from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission amending the hearing for speakeasy 120 Broadway to add a new charge that of hindering and or delaying an investigation of the commission. Our next meeting is scheduled for November 19th. I make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second to that?